With YouTube attacking alternative media, please consider supporting the channel via Patreon for just $1 per month. Link below. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is 3 Buck Theater, and we got a little bit more info on Indiana Jones 5. Now, listen, you can think what you will about Indiana Jones 4. Entirely fine. I might disagree with you, but entirely fine. But this fifth one, this final one with Spielberg and Harrison Ford, I am excited for, and I'm hoping for something good here. But last night, while speaking at the Empire Awards, Spielberg let it slip about the location of where they're shooting the movie, as well as about when they're going to film the movie. And this is what he said. "It's always worth the trip when I get to work with this deep bench of talent coming out of the UK. The actors and the crew, the chippies, the sparks, the drivers, everyone who has helped make my movies here and will continue helping me make my movies here when I come back in April 2019 to make the 5th Indiana Jones movie right here." Now that's good news, because we know that coming in April, so a year from now, is when they're going to start production on Indiana Jones 5. The movie is set to come out July 20th, 2020. Which is, damn, that's a long ways away. That is, I didn't realize how far away that was until right now. That's a long way, but that's cool. That's cool. By the time that rolls around, my daughter will be 2.5 years old, and you know, I'll take her to go see it. She won't know anything about it, but you know, I'll give you an idea. Last night we were watching the latest episode of The Goldbergs, where they played the Raiders March a few times, and we used to play that for her when my girlfriend was pregnant. And so when that came on, she stopped what she was doing and she looked at the screen as if she recognized the greatest movie score of all time, and that made me feel wonderful as a parent, like really good as a parent. So I'm definitely gonna take her to go see it, even though she probably won't fully get it until she's older, and that's okay. That's okay. She'll watch her old man cry in real time as we get to the end of Harrison Ford's run of Indiana Jones, just as I cried at the end of his run of Han Solo. Not even kidding you. Harrison Ford dying in anything at this age is just going to make me bawl. I'm actually really happy he survived Blade Runner, simply because I probably would have cried on the drive home. But that being said, Indiana Jones 5 is going to be a very interesting movie to tackle, mostly because people out there, looking at the fact that it's been 10 years since Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, a lot of people are very curious as to how it's going to end. I mean, Harrison Ford is now in his early 70s, or in his mid 70s. He's in his 70s. He's getting up there. And how much is he going to be doing in this next movie? Is it going to be a movie that ties in to a younger Indiana Jones in order for them to continue the franchise going, to move it back into like the early 1930s or maybe late 1920s, similar to the Young Indiana Jones Adventures? Now, I don't know about that. I don't know if they're going to give him his finale, but then also tell the story of what happened to him when he was younger. Here's kind of how I would take that if this is how I was going to do it. I would sit there and I would have one last adventure. I don't quite know at this point what it would be. I'm trying to think of the other movies, if there's been any kind of loose plot hole or something. I mean, outside of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, at least, that we don't quite know about yet, that could be used as a way to kind of move Indiana Jones forward. But going back to Last Crusade and his father, Henry Sr.'s notebook, it would be interesting if what would happen is if Indiana Jones passed down his notebook that had all of his adventures chronologued, everything. Because one of the coolest things we learned out of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and I actually would have preferred this to be in that movie over what we got, was all the stuff about World War II. And all the stuff about how he was going in undercover and how he was infiltrating Berlin. And like they had the whole line in there with Ray Winstone about the Berlin job, and that they were double agents and then double agents and things like that. All the talks about him becoming like a decorated, you know, war hero from his adventures battling the occult and Hitler and the Nazis in World War II. And I think that would have been very fascinating to explore a bit more. We could still technically do that with this next iteration of Indiana Jones, whoever that may be. I at this point, I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm just going to come out and say it. It's going to be Chris Pratt. It's going to be Chris Pratt. Once they wrap up the Jurassic World trilogy, and he wraps up the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy in 2020 and 2021 respectively, after that he'll have an open slate. And if they're going to do 2020 for Indiana Jones 5, then they could do the next one in 2022, and the timing would wrap up or would work out. And Chris Pratt in 2022 would be a little older than Harrison Ford was in Raiders of the Lost Ark, because when Raiders of the Lost Ark came out, or when they filmed it in 1980, Harrison Ford was 38 years years old. So Chris Pratt's around that same age to kind of pick up where Raiders of the Lost Ark left off. And I think that's going to be where things are going to go. I just have a feeling that's what we're going to see. And I'm totally okay with that. I'm 100% on board with that. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. But that being said, what do you guys think about this? Do you think there's going to be any way to redeem the franchise? Do you think Indiana Jones 5 should even happen? Should they just let it go and recast the title character and go back in time and start over again? Or should we get a proper finale to the franchise? One that's not going to be, you know, what we got. Like, here's the thing too. I can defend anything in that movie except for the damn monkeys. I still can't defend the monkeys. I understand the monkeys. I still can't defend the monkeys. But that being said, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull got better with age. It did. I'd recommend watching it again with kind of like refreshed eyes, not having your expectations up too high, and then maybe you might like it. But anyway, leave your comments below. Curious what you guys have to say about all that. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This is 3 Buck Theater. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day, and peace out.